who's keeping the festivals on the right day?
Well, I am.
Yeah, great answer.
I hope you caught that.
I'm gonna cut the video right here, and
Yeah,
I'm gonna cut the conversation right here, and then I'm just gonna upload that part of it.
No, I don't think you should cut it, actually, because I say that in jest, and maybe I shouldn't say it in jest, but I want to make the point. That's why I say it. Everyone that keeps the festival at a certain time is convinced that they're right in what they're doing. But you know what?
Except for me. I freely admit I have no idea.
No, but this is reality, and I've talked to several people. I know at least a half a dozen different ways or times to keep the festivals. Different times to keep the festivals. And all those people are very convinced that they're right. And I know one thing, they're not all right. And
Well,
it could
be obviously.
It could possibly be that none of them are right.
They're right, yeah.
And that's kind of the position that I'm in, is possibly I'm not even right. Now here's, I really need to explain that.
Yes, enough logic,
sounds,
give us the goods.
That seems confusion. Seems like confusion, and I agree it is confusion. But my personal belief is that at the very beginning, when I believe God gave the festivals, Genesis 1:14, I believe that's the very beginning of the festivals when God gave them at creation. We were on a very different timetable than we are now. The Bible seems to indicate that we are on a 360-day year. So now we're on a 365-day year. So keeping the festivals is a little more complicated than it was back in the beginning. And there's ideas that you need to add an extra month every few years because we're gaining time, losing time, all these things. Some people think that we need to keep it at the equinox, spring equinox. That's the beginning of the year. Some people say we have 30-day equal day months every year, 12 months, and we just start at the equinox and just keep counting and just go and go and go that way. All these different ways have problems. That's really the issue. That's what I see anyways. They all have issues with them. What I see is we're going to end up on the same calendar that we started with. In the flood, it talks about 5 months. Noah talks about in the second month of the 17th day is when the rain started, and then he goes 5 months later and he counts the days 150 days later. So it seems to indicate that Noah was on a 30-day month, and that's the original calendar. At the time of the end, and that's a whole nother discussion, we get into 1260 day period, 1290 day period, 1335 day period, and it seems like we're finishing on the same calendar that we started. So I see that somehow the clock is going to be reset at the time of the end, so we finish the same as we started. And I believe that's when we're going to get the calendar sorted out. So for me, today, it's a non-issue. We're working towards where I believe God will miraculously reset the clock, and we will finish on the same time.
So would you be willing to go with another group that was doing it the day before you planned on doing it?
Absolutely.
You really have no problem
I
with
would
that?
have absolutely no problem with that whatsoever. Because I believe today it should be a non-issue. How are we all going to work together on sorting out these problems if we won't meet on each other's time schedules?
But not just every doctrine you're willing to say, let's just have unity. But on this particular one.
On this one especially, we need to set that aside until we can work it out. And I believe that God will work it out. And I've talked to people about this, and I will quote, like when he worked out the Sabbath timing with the Israelites when they left Egypt. Why did he do that? He wanted to bring them all specifically to unity on the Sabbath and how to observe it, when exactly to observe it, and so on. And I believe if the feasts are that important, which I believe they're very important,
Yeah.
that he will bring us into unity on that.